Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh hi, hello everyone, wherever you are and whenever you see this video. Greetings from us. We are from Nuclear Engineering Group 3, Universitas Gajah Mada, and we will present our discussion about nuclear radiation detector for mining. Before we start our presentation, please allow me to introduce the member of this group. First, Abel Danindra. The second is myself, Indra Octavian Hidayat, Muhammad Gondo Prasetyo, Muhammad Rido, Rahmatina Zia Maharani, and the last one is Nur Atika Salsabila. In this presentation, we will explain about 1. Nuclear radiation, 2. The discovery of radioactivity, 3. Kind of nuclear radiation, 4. Type of nuclear radiation used in mining, in this case is natural gamma ray, 5. How radiation can detect mining materials, 6. What mining materials can radiation detect, and the last one is the health effect of radiation exposure. So, let's get started. First, nuclear radiation. Before we talk about nuclear radiation detector, of course, we have to know what nuclear radiation is. So, do you know about nuclear radiation? Yes, nuclear is energy in any form released in the process of nuclear transformation, including energy from ionizing radiation sources. Nuclear radiation is transmitted as the unstable atoms or radionuclides and change or decay spontaneously to become different kinds of stable atoms, which is 8. This radiation energy has a high energy so that it can cause the formation of ions, or is often called ionizing radiation. This energy, even the permitted amount, will benefit humans. But if it is excessive, it will be very, very dangerous. Alright, next slide will be presented by Muhammad Gondo Prasetyo.
The radioactivity of uranium was discovered in 1896 by Henry Becquerel, who starting from a wrong idea. In the next year, it was found that thorium was radioactive too, and the two new radioactive elements are polonium and radium were discovered by Pierre and Marie Curie, while a third one, actinium, was identified by André Debonnet. Exploration, mining, mineral, and metallurgical or triple EM industries are invaluable to the progress of modern society. Economic growth in the 21st century will require safe and sustainable research to support the increasing needs of society. The main field of application of nuclear technique are radioactive particle tracking, elemental analysis, and leakage detection.
I want to tell you about the kind of nuclear radiation. There are three types of radiation. First, alpha particles. These particles, which are emitted with discrete energies of several megaelectronvolts, interact mainly with the electron of atoms in matter and only rarely strike a nucleus. Because their mass is large, they are not deflected much by the electron and proceed more or less straight ahead until they stop at the end of a rather well-defined distance or range. Second, beta particles. Beta particles are emitted in a given decade with energy from 0 up to a definite maximum, which is usually less than alpha particles' energies. Except for very high energy beta rays, the main slowing down interaction is with the electron of the matter through which the radiation passes. Last, gamma rays. Gamma rays are uncharged. They pass through matter with very few interaction. However, with a well-defined beam of gamma rays, each interaction effectively removes the gamma ray from the beam, either by scattering it out of the beam or by absorbing it so that it disappears. Next will be presented by Tina.
The type of nuclear radiation that used in mining is logging technique with natural gamma rays logging or NGR. Gamma ray logging is a method of measuring naturally occurring gamma radiation to characterize the rock or sediment in a borehole or the drill hole. Unlike all other nuclear tools, this NGR completely passive. It emits no radiation. Instead, it simply detects incoming gamma rays from the formation and the borehole. Gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation, generally in the energy range of 0.1 to 100 MeV. This NGR help in locating hydrocarbon by distinguishing shell from the clean formation. The NGR measurement is also used for well-to-well correlation. Characteristic patterns of geologic layer are often repeated across a given area. Next will be presented by Muhammad Rido.
Radiation can detect mining ores by receiving radioactive signals that naturally present in the rock. The radioactive source will release its signal to the borehole wall, and gamma rays from the rock are detected again by detector. The positron-sensitive detectors mounted on the opposite sides of a system to detect pairs of exactly back-to-back gamma rays resulting from the annihilation of a positron. This technique is able to detect a tracer when this tracer is within the volume covered by detectors. Talking about how radiation detect, the next wondering question would be what mining materials could radiation detect? Nuclear radiation could detect down to a level of 100 parts per billion for key elements, measuring valuable metals such as gold, silver, uranium, and the platinum group elements. Also, important contaminants such as lead, oil, mercury, and arsenic at level a few grams per ton or less. Specifically for gold, Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization or CSIRO recently developed a method of gamma activation analysis that is particularly effective in detecting the gold content of various types of samples. In the industry, nuclear measurements applied to help answer 4 questions of primary interest in the production. The 4 questions would be: are there any? Where? How much? And how producible? For the next slide, I'm giving the time for Abel dan Indra.
The health effect of radiation exposure. At high doses, several significant number of cells in sensitive organs or tissues may be killed, leading to the breakdown of the organ or tissue and possibly resulting in death. Other high-dose effects include a reduction in the immune system and temporary sterility in males. The doses required for this effect are similar to those received by firefighters who attended the Chernobyl incident. Doses received during uranium mining and milling cannot approach these levels and are generally more than 100 times less, so this high dose effect will not occur. At lower doses, health effect may arise from cells that are damaged by radiation, but not killed. There are cellular mechanisms that are capable of repairing this damage, and there are other mechanisms that eliminate such damaged cells, but it is possible that damaged cells may develop the ability to proliferate without being subject to the normal controls on cells reproduction. This may be initiating even for development of a cancer. Development of a cancer is a multi-stage process, and some of the stages may take years to complete. So, a cancer would not be expected to appear for some years after initiation. An individual cell that is damaged in this way has an extremely small chance that it may pass through all the different stages and eventually develop into a cancer. Increasing the exposure and thus increasing the number of damaged cells leads to an increase in the risk of developing a cancer.
Maybe that's all from us. Thank you for your attention. If you have any critiques, suggestions, or questions, write them in the comments below. Once again, thank you and sorry for any mistakes.